Girlfriend caught with guy on vacation. Hey, true story. I never thought I'd be one of the dudes emailing you with a story like this, but here I am. My name's Vaughn. I'm 26, and I just found out that the woman I loved, who I thought was taking a solo trip for some mental reset to Washington, was really out there shacked up with some other dude. I still can't believe how it all unfolded. I keep replaying every red flag I ignored, every sign I downplayed, and man, I feel like the biggest fool alive. So let me take it from the top. I met my ex-girlfriend, Alyssa, at a friend's birthday party in Houston about a year and a half ago. She wasn't even supposed to be there. She came as someone's plus one. I remember she had these curly auburn braids, a denim jacket with patches all over it, and this bright ass laugh that just cut through the noise. She wasn't the finest girl in the room, but there was something about her that just pulled you in. We got to talking near the drink table, ended up sitting on the patio for hours just vibing. She told me she was in school part-time, finishing her degree in psychology and working as a barista during the week. Said she was big on self-work and emotional accountability. Funny how people talk about healing while doing the most damage to others. Anyway, we started talking after that night. At first it was light, texting, the occasional FaceTime, grabbing tacos after work. Then after like a month, it got serious. I mean, I fell fast. Too fast, probably. I'll own that. I'm not the type to get clingy, but she had this way of making me feel seen. Like I could actually talk about stuff I usually kept buried. I told her about my parents' divorce, my trust issues, my plans to open my own gym one day. Stuff I never shared with any woman before. We became official after 2 months. She was coming over every weekend, leaving her bonnet and skincare stuff at my place like it was nothing. I thought we were solid, I really did. But looking back, man, there were signs. Little things I brushed off. Like how she never wanted to post me on her social media, not even on her close friend story. She'd be all over me in private, but when we were out, it was like I was just some friend or maybe her Uber driver. She claimed she just didn't like people in her business, and I tried to respect that. Said her ex used to stalk her online, and she didn't want drama. I bought that. She also used to disappear sometimes. Not for days, but for like a few hours here and there. No texts, no calls back. Then she'd pop up with some excuse like, sorry, I fell asleep, or my phone died and I was at yoga. Stuff that didn't quite add up, but didn't scream cheating either. Again, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I was too understanding. Maybe I just didn't want to believe she could hurt me like that. Fast forward to 2 months ago. She tells me she's been feeling overwhelmed with everything, work, school, her family, and that she needs to take a trip alone to breathe. She says she's flying to Washington State for 5 days, not DC, Washington State. Told me she booked an Airbnb in Tacoma near the water and was going to just journal, go hiking, and reconnect with herself. I remember thinking it was kind of random, but again, I didn't want to be that insecure boyfriend who questions everything. I even helped her get a new suitcase off Amazon. Before she left, she was acting distant though, less affectionate. Didn't even spend the night before her flight with me, which was weird. She said she had to mentally prepare. My gut was off, but I silenced it. I told myself, Vaughn, she just needs space. Respect that. She flew out on a Thursday morning. We FaceTimed later that night and everything seemed normal at first. She showed me the Airbnb, real minimalistic, white walls, wood floors, one queen bed. She said she was exhausted and going to sleep early. Then she ended the call kinda fast. I chalked it up to jet lag. The next night is when it all started falling apart. We were on FaceTime again. She was lying on the bed wearing this hoodie I didn't recognize. Her vibe was off. I asked her how her day was, and she gave these short, one-word answers like she didn't feel like talking. I let it go at first, thinking maybe she was just tired again. Then, and I swear to God, true story, right as I was about to ask if she was okay, I hear a man's voice in the background say, clear as day, "You ready?" She jumped like she got caught stealing. Her eyes got wide and then the screen went black. She hung up. My heart was pounding. You ever feel your stomach flip like it's trying to crawl out your body? That's how I felt. Just pure dread. 15 minutes went by. I didn't call or text. I just sat there staring at my screen, feeling like the air was thick with lies. She finally called back. When I answered, she had this fake calm smile and said, "Sorry, babe, the Wi-Fi cut out." I said, "Who was that voice I just heard?" She blinked real fast and said, "What voice?" "The guy who said, 'You ready?'" "Oh," she laughed nervously. "I was watching a YouTube video, some travel vlog. That's what you heard." "Really? A vlog?" I said, "You sure about that?" She got defensive. "Why are you being weird? There's no one here, Vaughn. I'm literally by myself." I said, "Okay, I gotta go. I'll call you back." But I didn't hang up to cool off. I hung up to pray. I don't usually do that, but I felt lost. I asked God, I said, if she's lying to me, if she's out there doing dirt, show me. Please, just let me know the truth. I waited 20 minutes. My hands were still shaking. Then I FaceTime again. This time, a man answered. Some random dude, probably mid-20s, no shirt on, tattoos on his chest, short dreads. He looked me dead in the eye and smirked. "She in the shower, bro," he said. "You her little boyfriend or something?" I couldn't even speak. I just stared. He laughed and ended the call. That was it. That was the moment I knew I was done. It was over. I didn't even bother texting her. Didn't call again. Didn't ask questions. The betrayal was clear. The disrespect, even clearer. I just sat there in silence, feeling dumb as hell. What kind of woman takes a solo trip at 24 and ends up in the shower while another man answers her phone? The truth is, I ignored everything. The late night phone died stories, the weird hesitation to commit too deeply, the fact that I had never met any of her friends or family, not once in over a year and a half. I thought I was being patient, trusting, but I was just being played. I started replaying every moment in my head, like a bad movie I couldn't turn off. She always said she loved traveling solo. She claimed it helped her grow, but now I'm wondering how many of those trips were actually solo. I felt like a clown, like the punchline in a joke I didn't know I was in. The next day, she texted me, "Hey babe, what happened last night?" I didn't reply. A few hours later, "I swear that guy was just a friend from the airport. He needed a place to stay and his flight got delayed." "Nope." Then, "Can we talk? Please don't ghost me." I left her on read. The following week, she DMs me from a burner account saying I overreacted and threw away something beautiful. Nah, she threw it away the minute she let another man pick up her phone while she was in the damn shower. I know the people who listen to your channel are probably roasting me already, like, "Bro, how did you not see this coming?" And you know what? I deserve it. I wore rose-colored glasses the whole relationship. I saw what I wanted to see. I held on to potential, not reality. But I learned something. When you have to pray for the truth to be revealed, and it is, don't ignore it. So yeah, when I say I prayed for it to be exposed and God answered, He didn't hold back. I didn't just feel dumb. I felt violated, disrespected, and worse, I felt like I betrayed myself by ignoring the parts of me that knew something was wrong long before Washington. Let me tell y'all what happened in the days that followed, because that's where it really sank in. After that guy answered her phone, I turned my phone off completely for a day. I needed to just be disconnected. I didn't even tell my boys what happened at first because I already knew what they'd say. "Told you something was off," or "Man, that solo trip wasn't adding up from the start." And they would have been right. But I wasn't ready to hear that yet. I was embarrassed. I kept thinking about how I bought her flowers before she left, gave her space when she asked for it, prayed for her, checked in with her, defended her. And meanwhile, she's out there in another man's hoodie, letting some dude answer her FaceTime like I'm a side piece. The day after she got back, she actually had the audacity to pop up at my apartment. She knocked like everything was normal, holding some souvenir shot glass and a candle from some local Washington artisan market. I didn't open the door. I just looked through the peephole and watched her stand there for like 5 minutes. She texted me, "Please talk to me. I didn't cheat." Lying straight through her teeth. Then she texted again, "Can I at least explain?" No. What is there to explain when another man has already given me the truth? You were in the shower. He was in the room. That's it. Case closed. That night, she sent me a paragraph that I'll never forget. Not because it was sincere, but because it was the most manipulative crap I've ever read. Vaughn, I didn't mean to hurt you. I just felt really alone lately and confused about us. I know how it looks, but it's not what you think. I was vulnerable and made a mistake, but it didn't mean anything. You still mean everything to me. Please don't throw us away over this. Crazy how cheaters always remember how much you mean to them after they get caught. I didn't respond. I deleted her number and blocked her on everything: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even Cash App. I didn't want to see or hear her name again. But the crazy part? Even though I blocked her, I still couldn't block the thoughts in my own head. The ones that kept asking, was I not enough? What did I do wrong? How long was she doing this? I started questioning my own worth. That's the most dangerous thing about betrayal. It doesn't just break your heart, it messes with your identity. I kept thinking about how I showed up for her. When her car broke down, I helped pay for the tow. When she cried over her dad ghosting her again, I stayed up till 3 a.m. just listening. When she got rejected from grad school, I bought her her favorite wine and rubbed her feet while she vented. And still, this is how I get treated? Let me be real, true story. It made me cold for a minute. I stopped trusting women altogether. I started prejudging every girl who even smiled too hard at her phone. Started reading too deep into everything. It wasn't healthy, but that's what happens when you ignore your gut and get burned. The funny thing is, I used to judge other men who stayed with cheaters, thought they were weak. But the truth is, when you're in love, you want to believe the best. You want your partner to be the exception. And women like Alyssa, they're good at weaponizing that hope. I talked to one of my homegirls about it, someone I've known for years and always respected. She gave it to me straight. She said, "Vaughn, you didn't lose her. She lost you. And thank God she showed her true self now and not 5 years down the line with a ring on your finger." That hit me. And she was right. Because if I'm being 100% honest, I was seriously considering proposing to Alyssa next year. I had no idea she was capable of something like this. None. The thing that really makes me shake my head, though, she never actually admitted it. Never came clean. Even after everything, the guy answering the phone, the male voice in the background, the lies, she still tried to gaslight me. Kept saying stuff like, "That was just a friend crashing for the night." You're being insecure again. You always jump to conclusions, and it's like she wanted me to doubt my own ears and eyes. That's when I realized it wasn't just cheating, it was emotional manipulation. This whole relationship was one long, slow ride into me doubting myself while she did whatever she wanted behind my back. After about a month, I heard from her again. She emailed me. I don't even know how she got my work email. Probably remembered it from when I sent her my resume to review one time. The subject line said, "Closure." The message said, "I know you probably hate me, and maybe I deserve that. I just want you to know I'm not the person you think I am. I was confused, and I made some bad decisions, but I never stopped loving you. I miss you. I hope you're well. I'm sorry for hurting you." Again, no accountability, just vague sadness wrapped in excuses. I deleted the email and moved on. Now here I am, a few months later, telling the internet about my dumbass heartbreak because, yeah, I feel like an idiot. But I also feel like I finally let it go. I've learned more from this one betrayal than I have from most of my wins in life. I learned, never ignore your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Love without boundaries is self-sabotage. And never ever trust someone who lies when the truth is right in front of them. People might say, well, Vaughn, at least she didn't get pregnant or move in with the dude. But betrayal is betrayal. It doesn't matter if she cheated with a stranger or an ex or some dude from Tinder. The moment she let another man into her room, her heart, and her phone while she was supposed to be with me, it was done. Now I'm focused on me. I started hitting the gym more, not to get revenge, but to rebuild myself. I started journaling, something I hadn't done since high school. I even picked up photography again, a hobby I dropped during the relationship because she said it was a waste of money. I'm laughing more, sleeping better, and most importantly, I'm seeing clearly. No more rose-colored glasses. And for the guys listening to this, if your girl randomly decides she needs a solo trip for her peace and you haven't met her friends, her people, or seen where she really goes when she's busy, pay attention. Solo trips at 24 with zero communication, sketchy excuses, and gaslighting tactics, that ain't healing. That's hiding. To everyone who might say I should have seen it coming, yeah, maybe I should have. But I'd rather be the man who loved and learned than the man who never loved at all and walks around bitter. This world is full of users, liars, and people who play with your kindness like it's weakness. But I still believe in loyalty, still believe in real love. I'm just no longer offering it to anyone who hasn't earned it. Thank you for letting me share this true story. I know your community keeps it real, and I accept whatever smoke they got for me. I should have known. I should have walked sooner, but now I know better. And the next woman I love, she won't have to guess where I stand, because I won't settle for guessing where she stands. Stay blessed, Vaughn. Subject, P.S. Something I forgot to add. Hey, true story, it's Vaughn again. I know you probably already read through or recorded my first email, but I forgot something that's been eating at me, and I'd really appreciate if you could just add this to the end, or mention it somehow if you do decide to share my story. I left out the part that actually made it all feel final for me. Right after that guy answered the FaceTime and said, "She in the shower, bro," I ended the call, like I said. But what I didn't mention before was that I stared at my own reflection in the black screen for a solid 10 minutes. Just me, sitting there, phone in hand, looking like a ghost. I wasn't crying. I wasn't even angry yet. I was just blank, like my brain hadn't caught up to what my heart already knew. Then the text came in from her. She had the nerve to text me a picture of the hotel window view, like some stock photo of a mountain and a lake, with the caption, "Wish you were here." I swear, true story, my chest literally tightened, like my body was trying to keep my soul from leaving it. She knew what just happened. She knew a whole other man just answered her FaceTime, and she still tried to gaslight me with some cute little "wish you were here" message. That right there, that told me everything I needed to know about the type of person I was dealing with. No remorse, just manipulation. That one picture, more than the call, more than the lie about the YouTube video, more than the fake tears later. That one picture made me delete her for good, because that's when I realized she didn't respect me. Not even a little. So yeah, I just needed to share that. It might not seem like much, but it was the nail in the coffin for me. The final straw that told me, "Vaughn, this is not love. This is cruelty dressed in romance." Thanks again for reading. Fawn. P.S. Appreciate what you're doing with the channel. These stories helped me wake up long before I caught her slipping. I just didn't listen soon enough. Maybe some other dude out there will hear mine and catch it before he ends up where I did.